Hey everybody, this is D Hunter for another action figure review. Today, we're going to look at the McFarlane DC Multiverse Ross exclusive Batman from the Three Jokers. This guy's a Ross exclusive bare bone figure with no accessories and a more basic packaging, so let's take a look at it. As you can see at the top, DC Multiverse, ages 12 plus. Batman from Batman 3 Jokers. Here he is in the package, no accessories whatsoever, not even a display stand or a collector's card. On the back, we have Batman from the Three Jokers, and there's his barcode if it helps. So with no further ado, let's open them up. And of course, I did get two of these Batman figures, one of which to open and enjoy, the other one to keep unopened in my complete Batman-related unopened action figure collection. Alright, now that I got this figure out of the package, here he is with all the accessories laid out. And that was kind of a joke, as he comes with absolutely no accessories. And that is sort of the point of this figure. A bare bone, Ross exclusive, cheaper McFarlane toy. No collector's card, no display stand, no batarang, no grab launcher, no extra hands, no nothing. Even a reduced bare-bone packaging to make it a cheaper price point for collectors. So this is Batman from Batman 3 Jokers. It was like the most popular and highest selling Batman comic from 4 or 5 years ago. It was a really good story involving Red Hood, Batman, Batgirl, and apparently 3 different people that were acting as Joker. The clown, the criminal, and the comedian. I believe this was the first figure to debut the Hush Batman body, although to tell you the truth, I think it first debuted on Batman Year 2, then 3 Jokers, and then Hush, and a bunch of different variations. I think it's a very intelligent figure to be releasing at Ross. This is not a figure you can go to Walmart or Target and find at the pegs nowadays. It's probably not that expensive on the secondary market, but I imagine it's at least a little bit more than retail. And if you're trying to sell a few figures at Ross, the Hush Superman, the James Gunn movie Superman, and the Three Jokers Batman are almost perfect figures. The Nightfall Batman hopefully is going to be in the second wave, assuming there is a second wave, but I don't see why there wouldn't be. So let's take a closer look at the figure. Now he's on the larger Hush type body, and when it first came out I thought it was a little too big, but over time I've grown to like it, and he looks good with the other action figures around him. The thing I don't like about this guy the most is the fact that his head and neck is one solid piece, making head swaps very difficult. Every McFarlane figure should have a head and neck separate pieces, except for the Michael Keaton Batman, and he didn't even have it like this, but that's a conversation for another day. His actual face looks pretty damn good. I feel like it has some Dark Knight Returns sort of vibes to it. A little bit angry, a little bit of a thicker head, really short ears. He's got nice texture on the cowl. Not sure how well that comes up on the camera, but the head and neck being one piece always drove me crazy. You could never head swap this guy. And not really a big deal with this one. His head is fine, but some of these guys have screaming heads, etc., and you really want to swap him. He's got the bat symbol, traditional, with the yellow oval around it. As we go further down, you can see the sort of wrinkles in his outfit. That is just screams the Hush Batman. Double jointed elbows, long fins on his gauntlet, textured gloves, and he has extra things on his knuckle for punching. Dirt trunks are not painted, and I'm cool with that as a modern Batman. A lot of the time they don't paint the trunks because it's kind of dated. Capsule utility belt, yellow, looking great. Double jointed knees, tall boots. Then he has this plastic or sort of rubber cape, and it has a little bit of texturing on it, and just sort of hangs down there. Wouldn't it be cool if they give this guy a cloth soft goods cape? I actually really wonder if it's cheaper to make a cloth cape or a plastic cape. I'm kind of guessing a cloth cape is cheaper. It would have made this guy different and maybe cheaper for them, and would have gave a lot more people a reason to go out and get this guy. It's a good Batman figure. It's a good guy for a re-release. I wouldn't mind seeing the Rebirth Batman, the Nightfall Batman get a Ross exclusive release as well. Time will tell. And a closer look at his face and head sculpt, it looks like an older, grumpy Batman. Just screams the Dark Knight Returns. You can see the texture in the cowl a little better from this point of view. He's got a nice sculpt in his sort of brow on the cowl, white lenses in the eyes, short ears. It's a good Batman figure. For a long time, I think this might have been my best McFarlane Batman figure, but then they released better and better and better ones. Now to check out the differences, reuse, and similarities between this Three Jokers Batman, the Ross exclusive version, and the original single release. And they are 100% the same figure, same sculpt, same articulation. The most noticeable difference is going to be the gray is a lot lighter on the Ross version, and the black seems a little bit more sort of flat or dull. Everything else looks to be very similar. And my original Three Jokers Batman, I've had him for, I don't know, 4 years or so. He doesn't really have any paint scuffs or real damages. He's not really loose, even though he's been in the bin with a bunch of other figures for a couple of years now. I was going to say it's nice to have a refresh, a clean version. Well, mine is really not suffering at all. So let's take a closer look. Now, starting with the heads here, they look to be exactly the same. Flesh color is quite a bit lighter on him. I actually think the flesh paint job looks a little better on the original. Cape is exactly the same. It just seems like it's a little more black. I don't know. As we go further down, my old bat symbol is always just a little bit sort of messed up. It's got a little bit of sort of paint issues, but that's just the way it came. This guy seems a lot cleaner. We have the darker gray, the lighter gray, so you could even swap parts. Not that you would need to between these guys, because they're the same parts. Even has the same set of hands. I don't fully remember this guy had extra hands or not, but some guys in this body have different hands, so you could swap them if you really wanted to. Belt is very similar. Really, everything is very similar. I do like the fact that the grays are different. At least there's some difference between these two figures. It was a great Batman in his day, but he's been dethroned a couple of times since then. They have reused this body time and time again between Year 2 and Hush and the Batman Spawn and the Batman Vampire and Two Faces Batman. It just goes on and on and on. But here are the other McFarlane figures that are 100% exactly the same sculpt, just a different paint job. We have the blue and gray version for the Batman Family 5-pack. Of course, the original Three Jokers in the middle. And then the JLA version from the Plastic Man wave on the far right. And then the Batman as Green Lantern figures share the majority of parts here, except they have a different head with a screaming head and longer ears. And once again, it'd be nice to be able to head swap this screaming head and put it onto a different body, or put a more normal head onto this one. But unless you have a head and neck with one piece, there's not a lot to choose from. These guys utilize the same parts. Belt, boots, gloves, everything except for the head is the same. This Hugo Strange figure utilizes the same body. Almost everything's the same except different boots, of course a different paint job, different head, and a cloth soft goods cape. I believe this Hugo Strange might be the only one utilizing this body with a cloth soft goods cape. Well, the only one utilizing the full Three Jokers Batman body, but most of the Year 2 Batman figures that utilize a lot of parts here also have cloth capes. Here's a look at the Three Jokers Batman next to the Year 2 Batman and the Hush Batman figures. Even though there are some differences, they do share a lot of the same parts. I believe the belt is different, the boots are different, the heads are different, and the capes are different. Most of the parts are the same. Gauntlets are different on Hush versus these guys. The diaper piece is the same on all of them with different belts. The sculpted bat symbols a little bit different on all the guys, but the same base body. Now it's been used for a bunch of different figures, but these are the main three. Here's a look at all the McFarlane DC Multiverse figures that utilize the Three Jokers Hush and Year 2 base body. I count a total of 26 of them. The next one to come out is going to be the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Gold Hush Batman. With any luck, I'll have mine tomorrow. And I can't really think of the next figure using this base body. I don't think the Batman Incorporated Batman uses this, but I don't have him in hand to quite fully tell. It's a good body. Like I said before, at one point I thought it was too big, but I think it's just about right. Now that we've taken a pretty good look at both the figure and his lack of accessories, let's check out his height. From bottom to the top of his head, standing about 7.3 inches tall, which can translate to just over 18 centimeters. And if you go to the top of the ears, about 7.4 inches tall. And for his articulation, start with his head. Of course, he can rotate side to side. He can look up about that much, down quite a bit, but up really not at all. Can tilt his head from one side to the other. Shoulders on a ball joint goes up about 90 degrees, up, down, around. He's got this butterfly ring between his shoulder and chest, increasing the range of motion and covering the gap that would be there. Bicep cut below that. Double jointed elbows. His wrists can rotate and they are hinged as well. Ball joint in his torso, rotate around, forward and back. Another one in his waist, rotate around, forward and back. Between the two, good range of motion. You get more out of the waist than the torso on this guy. Legs, complete as splits. McFarlane style hip joints. Rotation is actually pretty good on him. The legs go forward, about that far. Back not much. Double jointed knees. And then his ankle. Forward and back. Rotate. Tilt, rock, at least a little bit. And toe articulation. Here's a look at this Batman on a rooftop of Gotham City. And a closer look at this Batman. Brooding, stoic. Here's Batman on top of a rooftop overlooking Gotham City. And here's Batman sitting in the Batcave at the Batcomputer. And then driving the White Knight Batcycle toward Arkham Asylum. And here's Batman on the rooftop of GCPD headquarters, meeting up with Gordon. He's informing him about the Three Jokers threat. And here's Batman getting cornered by the Three Jokers in front of their base. And the Bat family versus the Three Jokers, evening the odds. Here's Batman fighting Bane in the city streets of Gotham. Then Batman and Robin taking on Deathstroke in a dojo. Here's Batman fighting Croc in the sewers. And then taking down Professor Pig and a bunch of his Dolatrons. Now let's check them out next to some other action figures, starting off with some other Batman Three Jokers figures. Here's the first wave of original 6 Batman the Three Jokers figures. Batgirl, Red Hood, Batman, and then, of course, the Three Jokers. I believe it's the comedian, the criminal, and then the clown. And here are some paint variants of the Three Jokers wave. Batgirl, Red Hood, and Batman are from the Amazon exclusive Batman Family 5-pack. This is the sketch comedian Joker, and then the black and white accent criminal Joker. And here are some more paint variants of Three Jokers figures. The Jokerized Batgirl, Frostbite Red Hood, JLA Batman, and the Frostbite comedian Joker. And here are the last couple of variants. We have the new Ross exclusive Three Jokers Batman, and then the Killing Joke Joker, which is not exactly a variant of the Three Jokers Joker, but it sort of is at the same time. Now let's check him out next to some other recently released McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. Here he is next to the rest of the Ross exclusive figures. We have the Hush Superman, Three Jokers Batman, and the James Gunn movie Superman. Really curious what future Ross figures there might be. We really need to get a Hush Batman, a Nightfall Batman, the original Rebirth Flash, maybe Action Comics 1000 Superman, some of the older, normal, basic Justice League members. I'm sure a lot of people would appreciate that. Here's this Batman next to the gold label Target exclusive Sandman and Mr. Miracle. And here he is with the black and white accent Dark Knight Returns Superman, the Nightmare Arkham City Batman, Patina Wonder Woman, and the Frostbite Chris O'Donnell Robin. Then, with the most recent collector's edition figures, both the regular and Platinum Chase variants of Metron, Kite Man, Dark Archer, and Dark Stars. I'm still on the hunt for another pair of Dark Stars, regular and Platinum. Still on the hunt for the collector's edition Deathstroke in Platinum, Mirror Master in Platinum, and the San Diego Comic-Con Beast Boy in Platinum. If anyone has any suggestions or can point me in the right direction or can possibly help me out, please drop me a line in the comments below. It is much appreciated. And now, with the most recent Batman wave. Troika Batman, Ken Homage Azrael, and the Luke Fox Batwing. Here's this Batman next to the 4th digital wave, both the regular and Platinum Chase variants of the No Man's Land Batman, Monarch, Spoiler, and Disco Nightwing. And here he is with the most recent wave of Page Punchers, the Golden Age first appearance of Wonder Woman and Steve Trevor, and both the regular and Platinum versions of Superboy. Then, with some McFarlane cover recreations, Kingdom Come Superman, Dark Knight Returns Batman, and the infamous Stolen Killing Joke Joker. And now, with the Dark Knight's Metal, Merciless, and the Batman Who Laughs 2-pack. And finally, with the green and yellow Rainbow Batman figures. Now let's check him out, next to some action figures from different various companies, so we can see how he fits in, both scale and style-wise, in case you want to know which lines you can mix him with. Since he's a McFarlane toy, they are typically the 7-inch scale. I'm going to start off my comparisons with some of the large action figure lines I collect, and work my way smaller, and I'm going to include as many Batman figures as I can during these comparisons. Here he is, next to several different McFarlane DC Multiverse Batman figures, and now, with some Jakks Pacific resin figures, and Diamond Select toys. Here he is, next to one of my wife's scented candles, and here he is, with some DC Direct and NECA Batman figures, then, with both some Mattel and Jazzwares wrestling figures, and now, with some Mezco and Mattel Batman figures. Next, with some Mafex and Hasbro Marvel Legends. And finally, with some SH Figure Arts and Jazzboards Fortnite figures. So overall, it's a pretty nice Batman figure. The main differences between the two will be the gray is considerably lighter. It's a little bit more matte and flat, less glossy. The black parts are also a little bit more matte and flat. The face alt's a little bit more matte and flat, and it's a lot more pale and less detail. I would say I definitely prefer the original one better, prefer the gray, and the face is considerably worse on the new one. Beyond that, it's almost as good. His articulation is everything you expect out of a McFarlane DC Multiverse figure. His accessories are non-existent, but that's kind of the point. Sculpt paint job, pretty nice. Paint on the face, a little bit on the weak side. If I were to rate this figure, I'm going to give him a 7.5 out of 10. And if this one gets a 7.5, that means I'd give the old one an 8. I don't know what I rated it back in the day. But sometimes opinions change over time. That guy's held up pretty nicely. I mean, he has some issues. The head could be a little better, the neck thing. But beyond that, it's a pretty good, standard, modern Batman figure. So this is D Hunter. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.